Hey guys, thanks for joining me for another Dokkan Battle video, and today we're going to take a look at this EZA Great Saiyaman 2 exchanging into Great Saiyaman 1 unit. I think they are also a very interesting unit. I think all three of these EZAs, I guess my initial impression of them is they're all like decent and usable. They're just not always my first choice on teams, but for this build, we're going to run a full Defenders of Justice build, and I think on Defenders of Justice, like both of these EZAs that we've got here are actually quite good. Quite decent for them. Defenders of Justice actually has like a few really good, decent free-to-play options for their team. So like as a free-to-play team, other than like the Videl leader, like it's actually a pretty decent little team. So these guys have a 77% free-to-play lead. Nothing too crazy there. So their super attack effect is they do supreme damage to the enemy and they lower attack and defense. So attack lowering is always a good thing. For the passive, attack and defense 150 at the start of turn. A high chance of evading, which I believe is a 50% chance. So just unconditional 50% chance to evade. I really like that. They get an additional defense plus 50 while performing a super. And then the attacked enemy's attack and defense minus 20% for 2 turns. And then special pose category 3 key and attack and defense 30. So I think they're actually going to put up pretty decent numbers, and they are a support unit. They're going to get an extra 50% defense on super. Like, yeah, they're pretty decent here. And then we haven't even talked about the exchange yet, right? So you have to be facing one enemy whose HP is 58% or more starting from the 3rd turn. So that's a very easy exchange condition. So then we're going to exchange into this Great Saiyaman 1. So now he's key plus 3 and attack and defense 158, plus an additional attack and defense 58 while performing a super. Attack plus 10% and chance of performing a crit plus 5% per special pose category ally on the team. So we'll see how that kind of pans out. Now, I didn't build my team for special pose because I'm going to be honest, like I like this unit way more untransformed. So I'm really going to focus the showcase on the untransformed state, but we will transform, or I should say exchange. We'll exchange at some point and just get a quick look at the Gohan, but I feel like most of the time, because like that Gohan is supposed to be a more offensive unit, which I think he can do some decent numbers. But I think this unit, the way you're going to run them is more of a support unit for like a special pose. So I feel like that's more the way that we're going to run it. So you can see here, we have a full Defenders of Justice team with just a ton of support units. We got all these support Gohans hanging around. They are movie heroes, so this guy does work. And then, of course, we all know how good the high school Gohan is. He's one of the best World Tournament cards you can get, basically. Okay, so let's hop in here. So here we've got our good linking partner. So we're linking up with this April Fool's card. They're actually pretty decent too, and I believe they are also a support unit. Let me double check. Yeah, Defenders of Justice 3 key and attack and defense and chance of performing a crit plus 18. So yeah, they're a little bit of a support unit too. So there's a lot of, and actually it kind of works out for Videl, like the Dokkan Fest one, because you really want to support her a lot, and there are a lot of good support options on her team now, which is very good. So if you think of them as like a support option, well, these guys are special pose, which Videl isn't, but there are other good supports here that can really support her, right? So 128k defense starter turn isn't crazy. We're going to get 50% on super, so that's going to put them at about 180-ish k defense, which still isn't that great, right? But if as a floating support, we might be able to get by with that. All right, so what we got here. So yeah, 2.3 mil, like, once again, if you're using them as a special pose support, like I'll take 2.3 mil. Now, as a floating support, you're probably not going to have this many links active. And hey, there's the 50% chance to dodge. So we're getting a lot of like good stuff out of the way right away, right? I'm pretty sure the exchange version that Gohan will hit like above 3 mil. But once again, on most of the teams, you're going to have better options. Although if you're running them on, you know, special pose, then maybe you don't. Just depends. All right, so we'll just do this double Videl rotation. Videl doesn't link well anyway, so she'll still actually perform okay, even though she won't be linked. It would be kind of cool that if like we did the costume mechanic, that the costumed Videl with a non-costume one would actually link, but it doesn't work that way. It'd be really cool if they did, though. I wouldn't mind that at all. Videl does need like a really good linking partner, because I think her best linking partner is maybe 4 links. And it's like with units that aren't like the crazy. I actually think one of her better linking partners is actually like the Busaga Tien of all people. And I think he might only be 3 links, but he's also a support unit. So he makes Videl look really good, actually. Okay. So we can exchange already. You can see it was a very easy exchange, right? Just an enemy with like above 58% health, and we're past 3 turns now. So a very easy exchange. But let's get a couple more turns in this form just to see what they look like, and then we will exchange from there and then see what we're kind of looking like. Okay, so 128k defense, so like exact same stats there. Probably exact same attack stat. 2.3, yep. So once again, and then keeping in mind that we are lowering attack, that isn't bad either. So once again, kind of like that synopsis at the beginning, like I think they're good, and definitely a great free-to-play option. Probably not your first choice on a team, but if I were, you know, if I was in an event where they said, hey, you have to do special pose, right? They're probably going to make it on the team as a floating support. So that's probably the way I'm going to run them. I would actually have to look at, it's been actually a while since I've looked at special pose, but I know like you can run a lot of Universe 11 stuff in there and they're actually pretty good. And then there's like Gotenks are pretty good. So you're probably going to run that as like your main rotation stuff, but then floating this unit here in the showcase, that wouldn't be the worst idea. All right, for funsies, we'll transform one of them because I've got like animations off, but yeah, you can see they still won't link. It'd be kind of cool if they did though. All right, so we'll do that, and we'll do that, and we'll do that. All right, let's see. I doubt, like, so with the 2 Videls on rotation, we're getting 4 guaranteed super attacks. So I don't think this Goku's going to survive it. No, he's not going to survive 4 supers here. Not to mention the transformed one's going to have a little bit higher attack. But none of these Videls are getting... Oh, and we got a triple, so there you go. That's the other thing that can happen is we can get triples. Yeah, the first Videl, non-linked up, almost soloed this Goku. And then that was without the dodge or the attack up. So that means she, you know, because she could have had super effective against all types, and then could have had boosted attack. Yeah, all right. I do really like Dokkan Fest Videl. I think she has a good unit. They designed her very well for like a non-hype character, which is the opposite of what they did for Raditz. They really messed up Raditz like super bad with that. Okay, so... All right, 131k defense. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's exchange. And let's take a look at what this Gohan's looking like. Now, keep in mind, he's not as optimized, right? So he's going to get an attack and defense raise on Super. So we have to remember that. He's going to get another 58% on Super. So, like, attack and defense. So his defense actually, I think, is going to be looking pretty good. We'll see what a starter turn defense looks like. And then we're losing a little bit, attack 10% per special pose. Our whole team isn't special pose. So we could have more attack and more crit chance in there, but we'll see. So 124k defense, considering he's getting 2 defense raises on super, he's actually looking pretty good. So like if you're looking to run this unit on rotation, now we did lose a link here, I think. Yeah, we lost the link. I believe what Z Fighters is, you know, whatever was in Z Fighters' place we're losing. And then actually Brainiacs is different too. That was Battlefield Diva, but we weren't activating that anyways. So still a decent amount of links here. Let's see what kind of damage this Great Saiyaman can do. I do like that he's like the angry one where like he doesn't have the mask on. I do like that look for Gohan actually. All right, so yeah, we're taking a little damage there. Yeah, 3.6. So like this Gohan, I mean, so yeah, you can definitely run them on rotation because if you're running a full special pose team, this Gohan's going to be over 4 mil, I'm guessing, because we're leaving some attack on the table there. That was actually pretty impressive. So this is a very well built exchange type unit, right? Where like, and I love that it's an active skill. I feel like all units like this should be an active skill, right? Where pre-transformation, where a utility support unit still putting out decent, like, you know, 2 mil attack stats, right? But then after transforming, like, all right, here I am, 4 mil. Not the craziest, right? But when you think of them as being a free-to-play, farmable, very easy-to-obtain unit, that's really good for just an easy free-to-play farmable unit. 4 mil attack stats, I would take that all day. And the defense was well over 200k. I'd say with the 2 defense stacks on Super, for sure it's going to be over 200k. So they are runnable on rotation. Yeah, so there we go again. Let's get one more turn here because we are... supported again. Okay, we'll do that, and do that. All right, we'll make this the last turn here. But yeah, so far, you know, I thought Supreme Kai was decent. but I don't see myself using him just because Realm of Gods is so stacked and you have to use him on Realm of Gods. This unit, at least, if I'm once again in a position where I have to run special pose, like I feel like they're gonna make a slot on my team, like not as a filler option, like as a main option, because special pose is quite limited, and they're putting up enough attack stat there that I could run them on rotation, or like I said, keep them as a floater, and they're still gonna be looking pretty good. So, anyways, let me know what you think of this Exchange Great Saiyaman 1 and 2 unit. I actually think they're pretty good. They might be the best of the batch. I don't know. We'll see. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.